Welcome to NBA, the place where sports stories come to life, where the greatest athletes, the most jaw-dropping moments, and the most inspiring journeys are brought to you like never before. If you live and breathe sports, you've found the right home. From the rise of underdog athletes to the legacies of all-time greats, we break down the moments that shaped sports history. Whether it's an NBA player defying the odds to win MVP, a football legend's improbable comeback, or the untold stories of athletes who changed the game, I'll bring you the inside scoop. Get ready for in-depth analysis, thrilling highlights, and a deeper look into what makes these athletes true icons. If you've ever wondered how a player went from humble beginnings to dominating their sport, or if you're obsessed with those behind-the-scenes moments that only true fans appreciate, you're in the right place. I'll take you through every twist, turn, and obstacle these athletes face, the sacrifices, the mental toughness, the injuries, the doubts, and the triumphs. We don't just celebrate their successes, we learn from their struggles. So, whether you're a lifelong fan of the game or just starting to get hooked, you're going to find something that speaks to you here. We'll look at the strategies, the game-changing moments, and the unforgettable performances that leave fans in awe. And it's not just about the athletes. It's about the fans, the culture, and the energy that sports create. From iconic moments in stadiums to the voices of commentators that make us feel every second of the game, we'll bring it all together. Here, we build a community of people who love the game just as much as you do. So don't be shy, hit that subscribe button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and join me as we dive into the stories, the players, and the moments that make sports the greatest show on earth. If you're ready to experience sports in a whole new way, if you're ready to understand what truly drives the greatest athletes in the world, then you're exactly where you need to be. Turn on notifications, because the journey to greatness begins right here, right now. The humble beginnings. The story of Giannis Antetokounmpo begins not in the glitzy arenas of the NBA, but on the streets of Athens, Greece, where hope and struggle were constant companions, and basketball was just a dream waiting to be realized. Born on December 6, 1994, to Nigerian immigrants Charles and Veronica, Giannis's early life was defined by hardship. But it was in this adversity that the foundation for his greatness was built. Giannis's parents, who had emigrated from Nigeria in the early 1990s, found themselves facing not only the challenges of starting a new life in a foreign country but also the stark realities of racial discrimination and poverty. With little to their name and no official papers, Charles and Veronica worked tirelessly to support their family. They lived in a cramped apartment in a poor neighborhood in Athens, where resources were scarce and opportunities were limited. In the midst of all this, basketball was the one constant. Giannis, alongside his brothers, would spend hours every day on the streets of Athens, playing with whatever ball they could find. The hoops were often just spray-painted circles on walls, and the games were sometimes more about imagination than anything else. But for Giannis, that love of the game was undeniable, and it was his escape, his refuge, and his passion. Growing up in a small apartment with his four brothers, Giannis had to share everything, from clothes to dreams. The family had very little, but they shared an unwavering belief in each other. His parents instilled in him the values of hard work, perseverance, and a relentless pursuit of a better life. These lessons would soon guide Giannis through the toughest challenges of his young life. Despite the overwhelming odds, Giannis never once saw himself as a victim. He saw himself as a fighter. Every day, he worked to improve his game, running miles through the streets, using every available moment to practice his basketball skills. But even as Giannis's talent began to shine, there was still the question of opportunity. How could a kid from a neighborhood with no resources and no clear path to success make it to the NBA? For Giannis, it seemed like an impossible dream. His break came when, at the age of 13, he was spotted by local coach Alexandros Vasilakos, who saw something in the young boy's raw athleticism that no one else had. Giannis was invited to join a local club, Philadelphia, a small, second-division team. It was here, at this modest club, that Giannis began his journey from the streets of Athens to becoming the international superstar we know today. In those early years at Philadelphia, Giannis faced many obstacles. He was still growing into his body, still learning the game. But what separated him from the rest wasn't just his athleticism or size. It was his unrelenting work ethic and his hunger to prove everyone wrong. He didn't have the luxury of growing up in a basketball-rich environment, But he had a vision, and he was determined to make that vision a reality. Giannis's work paid off when scouts from around the world began to take notice. What started as a dream of a boy playing basketball on the streets of Athens quickly turned into something much bigger. But even as he began to shine, Giannis remained grounded. He knew that he was still a long way from achieving his ultimate goal, making it to the NBA. It wasn't the flashy courts or the bright lights that motivated Giannis. It was the hunger to prove that a young boy from the streets of Athens, with nothing but his will and determination, could rise above it all. The road to the NBA. Despite the odds, Giannis's basketball talent was undeniable. By his teenage years, he had already begun making a name for himself in Greece. It wasn't long before scouts started to take notice. But Giannis didn't have the typical route to the NBA. He wasn't groomed in elite basketball academies or attended high school games in the United States. Instead, Giannis climbed the ladder step by step, and each rung was harder than the last. Giannis played for Philadelphiakos in the Greek second division, where his raw athleticism and versatility quickly caught the attention of NBA scouts. But even then, his potential was more of a question mark than a guarantee. Would he be able to transition from playing in Greece's lower leagues to competing at the highest level of basketball in the world? In 2013, the NBA took a chance on him. The Milwaukee Bucks saw something special. With the 15th overall pick in the NBA draft, the Bucks selected Giannis Antetokounmpo, a skinny teenager with limited experience but limitless potential. The NBA beginning. Giannis's early years in the NBA were a struggle. He was raw, still learning the intricacies of the game, and at times, his body didn't yet match the intensity of the league. But his work ethic was unmatched. Giannis lived in the gym, tirelessly improving every facet of his game. He was a blank canvas, ready to be molded into a superstar. In his rookie season, Giannis flashed glimpses of what he could become. His speed, agility, and ability to get to the rim left fans and analysts alike in awe. But it was clear that he needed time. And Giannis, he was willing to wait. He understood that nothing worthwhile ever comes easily. The transformation, year after year, Giannis transformed. His frame filled out, his skills sharpened, and his game became more complete. The player who once seemed too raw, too unpolished, had now become an absolute force. Giannis Antetokounmpo became the definition of a modern-day basketball player. At 7 feet tall, with a 7'3" wingspan, he was a mismatch nightmare, capable of playing all 5 positions on the floor. He could dominate in the paint, defend anyone, and his fast breaks were an unstoppable force. Former teammates, coaches, and analysts marveled at his progression. They spoke of his relentless drive and unyielding work ethic. But it wasn't just his physical gifts. Giannis had the heart of a champion. The 2019 MVP season. The 2018-2019 season was the moment Giannis truly announced himself as one of the greatest to ever play the game. After years of grinding, he finally reached the pinnacle of the sport, winning the NBA MVP award. He led the Milwaukee Bucks to the best record in the NBA, with a stunning 27.7 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists per game. His ability to impact every part of the game, offensively and defensively, made him nearly unstoppable. It was the culmination of years of hard work, sacrifice, and perseverance. Giannis had gone from an unknown teenager in Greece to the NBA's most valuable player, the finals and championship glory. But Giannis didn't stop there. After years of coming close, after suffering devastating playoff defeats, 2021 would be the year he would finally secure the ultimate prize. In Game 6 of the 2021 NBA Finals, Giannis delivered one of the greatest performances in NBA history, scoring 50 points, leading the Bucks to their first championship in 50 years. It was a historic moment that solidified his place as one of the greatest players of all time. Giannis Antetokounmpo had finally done it. From the streets of Athens to the highest peak of basketball, he had risen to power and claimed his legacy. OUTRO. And that's the incredible journey of Giannis Antetokounmpo, a player who defied the odds, silenced the critics, and redefined what it means to dominate the game of basketball. From the streets of Sepolia, Greece, to the bright lights of the NBA, Giannis' story is more than just a rise to power. It's a testament to grit, perseverance, and an unrelenting belief in oneself. But this is just one story in the vast world of basketball legends. What inspires you most about Giannis' journey? Is it his unstoppable dominance on the court, his humility off it, or the way he lifts his team, city, and even his family to greatness? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Giannis' incredible rise, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel reach more people who love stories like this. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video about your favorite players, jaw-dropping moments, and the untold stories that make basketball the beautiful game it is. We're just getting started here. And I've got so many more epic stories coming your way, like the time Steph Curry broke the entire NBA for 5 years, or Kobe Bryant's relentless drive to be the best competitor in NBA history. You won't want to miss those. Also, if you're a true fan of the game and want to keep this conversation going, check out our other videos linked here, or dive into the comments to discuss your favorite Giannis moments with other fans just like you. Thank you for being part of this journey and for supporting the channel. Whether you're here for the highlights, the in-depth analysis, or just to celebrate the passion of the game, this channel is for you. So until next time, keep hustling, keep grinding, and keep watching greatness unfold on the hardwood.